I'm Captain Trip with Boat Test, and today we're at the Palm Beach Boat Show at the world premiere of Wellcraft's new 28 T-Top. Today we're going to be performing an inspection and going through the boat as if I was going to use the boat for the day. So the first thing I would do is make sure that the boat is U.S. Coast Guard compliant, and there's going to be a list of things that you need to go through in order to do that. Just ensure you have them all aboard before you depart. That's important for the safety of yourself, your passengers, and those around you. Then next up, I'm going to go through some of the mechanical spaces and be sure that the boat is ready to be operated safely and just familiarize myself with the orientation of things. So this may seem obvious, but the most important part about a boat is keeping the water out. So I'm going to come back here to the mechanical hatch in the aft cockpit, and I'm going to check on things that are responsible for keeping the water out. That's going to be your through holes and your bilge pumps. Now, fortunately, this boat doesn't have any through holes on this model. I can't see quite everything from this angle, so we're going to have to climb down a little bit closer for an inspection. So I'm looking around down here and trying to find the important things, like my bilge pumps, and I know that they're right back behind me, and I just turned them on to test them, and they are working. I have my transducer through hole here. It's actually not a through hole. I don't believe it's just glued to the hull, and I can see my two start batteries, then the house battery, and I look on the starboard side. I can see a lot of electrical components, some bus bars. Everything looks nice and high up out of the water, because whenever things get a little dicey, we don't want that salt water splashing up over everything. So getting those elevated like they have on the starboard side is a good thing. There's also two breakers down here which are within easy reach, and they are protected from the elements as well. And I'm sitting right on top of the fresh water tank. Access to the battery switches is on the starboard side, just behind the seat back, behind this hatch. I like how they're easily accessible. One important thing to mention is the beam of this boat. It's 9 foot 6 inches. That's the widest in its class, and that class being the Action Adventure class, which is used in the industry. Having beam is very important. That really gives a lot of internal volume and extra space on board for enjoying your boat. A lot of boats you find are just too narrow and just not enough usable space.
One detail worth highlighting is the hull construction. Wellcraft's WISE technology stands for Wellcraft Infujection Structure Engineering, creating a strong, durable hull with optimized weight and performance.
Efficiency a bit, and of course you see the plumb bow. That's traditional and is a long proven design that's going to handle well in rough waters. And something else that's hard to miss is this rub rail. That is substantial. So that's a good thing. It's going to provide you a little confidence if you're coming into a dock. Maybe there's some pylons that you're not so sure about, or you just need a little extra help up and into things. That's going to do that and serve you well and protect your boat, and it's not taking away from the aesthetic look of the boat. Not to mention the aesthetics. I like this blue color with the black stripe down there. It's just a beautiful color scheme. This is the maximum power option right now, but you can option for a single. One of the advantages of having twins is you can option up for the joystick if you want that really fine detail control, but this boat also has a bow thruster, so if you do option for just a single outboard and the wider swim platform, you still have that control in small, tight areas. Two other things to mention while we're at the transom is the telescopic swim ladder with a grab handle to assist as you're coming aboard. Then once you are aboard, you have a freshwater pressurized shower readily available. Stepping into the cockpit, there are 3 different configurations here. Right now we're looking at the lounge, and that's the L-shaped seating. We can also opt for the relax, which is going to be a large sun pad back here with ample storage underneath. But also there's a Barracuda version. That's going to be the fishing version, and so that's going to give you a live well, fish box, rod holders in the back, but you still get a flip down seat, so if you do have those guests aboard and they want somewhere to sit, that's going to be the best, most comfortable seat in the house while you're running offshore. At the back of the cockpit is a transom door, which fully seals the cockpit. And you have this side boarding door, which is going to be good for bringing those big fish, or if you come alongside a floating dock, easy entry and out. A standard option with all 3 layouts is the wet bar located behind the helm seats.
An available option here is the gas barbecue grill, adding a simple, convenient way to cook and entertain on board.
You can also option for a refrigerator on the port side, and there's also 3 drawers and a cabinet for dedicated storage. Under the aft bench seat is storage. Right now there's PFDs and lines, but you have additional room for all kind of goodies, maybe some water toys if you're enjoying a day at the sandbar. One little detail I want to point out that I like is this is held down by magnets, and it has a rubber gasket on it. So when this closes, it's going to close and stay closed securely, but it's also not going to rattle. When I first looked at this boat, one of the things that caught my eye was the frame and the support for the T-top. This is very robust. I mean, over-engineered. This isn't necessary, but it looks good, and it just reflects on the overall quality and over-engineering of the boat. There's a step, both port and starboard, in the gunnels. That's going to assist you. Maybe you're at a high dock, a fixed dock, and you need to come up alongside. You can exit the boat, or if you need to access some of your toys up on the hardtop, you can do so. And something else that I noticed is the hardtop doesn't extend all the way out. So when I do come up, I don't have to crick my neck over. I'm not worried about bashing my head against the hardtop. Moving under the T-top to the helm, we can see twin captain seats with bolsters. And I like this upholstery here. It has that woven look, but it's actually a really high quality vinyl. To have some stitching, a little bit of accent colors here. One thing that I personally like to have on a boat when I'm operating it is armrests, but this boat doesn't have it. I think that could be something that could be added, but I will say that there are some sides on here that are going to keep me fairly snug while I'm underway if I'm in some rough seas, so that's a good thing. Now the helm is well laid out. Something interesting is there's some of the first that I've seen utilize this 15-inch wide Garmin displays. This boat has twins, but you can option just for a single. Right here in the middle, you have a wireless scan strut charger just below the compass, which is center line of the hull. Just below that, your mercury screens, and then a lot of your waterproof switches down here. This is how we activated those bilge pumps earlier to check and make sure that they were running. 2 cup holders, a small glove box to starboard with a grab handle for your passenger in case you're really in some exciting seas. Of course, your controls for your twin Mercuries, and then just to port of the wheel, you have the controls for the bow thruster. So if I'm operating the boat, that's exactly where I want it to be. So I can handle the wheel if I need to, and then the thruster really quick. So I like how all that is laid out. Also, something that is important for the operator to have right at hand is controls for the audio system. If something goes wrong on the boat, you want to quickly press the button to mute it. That way you can communicate with all the passengers on board. Overhead, there's 2 jail audio speakers, which is part of the premium sound package that's on this boat to really make it rock. But something that's, I think, more important to mention is there are different options for this windshield. We have the full windshield here. You can also opt for a half windshield for that added ventilation while underway. If I'm operating the boat and need to move forward quickly, I'm going to come along the port side. I have a grab handle and a high gunnel. This is going to keep me safely on board. There are 2 cup holders that will continue moving forward to the U-shaped seating at the bow, which has padded backrests all the way around, a bit of seating just forward of the console. One thing I like about this boat is the anchor locker. The way they've done it, there's dedicated storage for fenders up here, and just the windlass is nice and clean in here. And the road is easily accessible with the fenders out. And also note the controls right here, easily accessible. There's additional storage underneath the bow seating, and we see more of these magnetic catches here, so things aren't going to be vibrating at the bow. And then just under where I'm sitting, center, there's a dedicated space for a Yeti cooler. That's going to keep all those drinks nice and chilled throughout the day, or maybe those fish, it'll keep them fresh until you're ready to get home with the grill. And there's also a mount for a pedestal table, so you can have an alfresco dining experience at the bow. In order to access the cabin, there's a simple push button that unlocks the hatch, and then it lifts up with the help of some gas-assisted struts. Now there's steps that lead down, and they're pretty wide. And they have bevels on the side, so if you're in a seaway, it's gonna make you a little more safe as you're coming down. Of course, there's a toilet. You have a sink on the port side and some storage on the starboard side. Let's check the overhead in here. Wow, I'm about 5'8", and I have several more inches above me, so if you're a little bit taller, you need to stand up in here, you can do so. There's a bit of storage on the sides, a mirror, and we see more of this MOLLE system, so you can hang some gear, first aid kits, anything up there that you want to be cool. And there's also additional storage cubbies along the port side, and I see switches and gauges where I can check my water and my waste levels. And then over on this side, there are 2 fuel shutoff valves. And what you may not notice is that this space converts into a totally different area. Check this out. This cushion just behind me flips down, and then the steps, they flip down, and then cushions flip out, and now we have a large berth. Right now, my feet are at the foot of the bed, and I still have quite a bit of space to fully extend. And notice there's USBs and outlets down here that run off inverter from the lithium battery. So if I'm sleeping down here, I can have a fan, I can have my devices charging so that I can be comfortable and cool and enjoy my experience aboard. Thank you for joining me for this inspection of Wellcraft's 28 T-Top. I'm Captain Trip with Boat Test, reminding you that life is better on a boat.